Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a foundation review, and it's of the cheapest foundation I've ever bought. W7 Face Fantasy Matte Finish Foundation. So this foundation, I literally bought it for £1.49 from Home and Bargain. It was too much of a bargain not to pick it up, and I actually generally like W7. So I know that it weren't originally this price, and I will leave the price how much it retails for on screen, but for whatever reason in my Home and Bargain it was £1.49. So yeah, if you want to know the tea on this £1.49 foundation and whether I would recommend it and my honest thoughts and opinions on it, then obviously stick around, keep on watching. Please subscribe, please turn on the notification bell. If honest makeup reviews and informative makeup tutorials are your thing, then obviously that's something you won't want to miss out on. But also in this video, I have picked up some W7 lip products, one of which that I'm wearing now. So if you want to see me review these as well, then obviously there's another reason to stick around. So I'm just going to start off, like always, by moisturising the skin. And then I'm going to be priming as well. And then going in with the W7 Face Fantasy Foundation. So next I'm going to go in and prime, and the primer I'm using is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Primer. By the way, I don't think I mentioned what moisturiser I used. So this is the Superdrug Naturally Radiant Brightening Day Cream SPF 15, and it's literally a favourite of mine, so that's what I used to moisturise, and I actually still love this primer. I love the smell of mint anyway, but it does really feel like you're just putting toothpaste on the skin. But it does, in my opinion, help makeup last, so I want to give the W7 foundation a fair try. So I'm just doing makeup as I normally would, and that always includes moisturising and priming. This is so tacky, by the way, this primer, it's so tacky. So I'm just going to let that dry into the skin a little bit, and I'll just read out what it says on the W7 Face Fantasy Matte Finish Foundation. On the back it just says, W7 Face Fantasy Foundation has a natural matte finish and blends easily for a perfectly flawless look that will last all day. It says shake well before use. I need to mention that it's actually got a pump. Like, how good is that for £1.49? It's actually got a little pump. And this is the shade Sand. Now there was literally 3 foundation shades and they were all very light, so I just kind of guessed with this one. This was like the most medium one, and it was just a guess, so I'm hoping that it actually suits my skin tone. Now as well, you do get 30ml in here, which is standard for foundation, so 30ml for £1.49. I'm just going to start by applying some to my little plastic palette. Now I've applied 3 pumps, as you can see, and I'm just going in with an Eco Tools brush, and oh, that's light. Oh. Okay, I'm just going to try and make this work. Oh, that's so light. Okay, it actually does blend in to my skin. So even though it looked very light at first, that is literally blending into my skin. Now, actually, I feel like it's probably true to my skin tone, but my skin tone is very pale, so I'm just hoping that when I do apply bronze products that it just looks normal and healthy. Okay, so I'll just start on one side of the face first, just to see what the coverage is like. Oh, that looks crazy. Okay, so I'm going back in with that Katie's Makeup Beauty Sponge. Okay, so it's definitely not full coverage, I don't think anyway, because there's definitely quite a bit of redness here on the skin. I'm just going to apply a little bit more this area of the face and see if it's actually a buildable foundation. The foundation as well does not actually smell like anything. There's actually no smell coming from this foundation. Oh, I've got a feeling today is going to be one of those not the best makeup days today. Okay, so I'm going to be honest, like this foundation, anyone who watches this channel knows that I'm not really a fan of the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation, and basically this foundation is reminding me of that, because the more I seem to apply, the more it's not really building up. So here I've applied quite a bit, and the more I'm like trying to build it up and press it in, the less coverage it's becoming, if that makes, well no, actually it makes no sense, but yeah, that's what's happening. And then I noticed when I just touched it then by accident, a little bit came off, so it's very easy to swipe off basically. And here on the chin, that's not really building up either. So I've actually used 3 pumps and it's done half the side of the face, so I'm just going to go in with another 3 pumps and just try and make it look the same and cover a little bit of the neck, because the face now looks whiter than my actual neck, so that's not good. Now, to be fair, I do actually normally do foundation with a brush when I first apply it, so we'll do this side with the sponge as you just seen, and this side I'm going to actually try and do it with a foundation brush to see if that adds any more coverage and helps it to build up a little bit easier. So I'm going to be going in with a Real Techniques buffing brush and just seeing if this applies any more full coverage and any more easier. Okay, I don't really love the formula of this foundation. Like, the consistency is just kind of not thick enough on the skin, maybe. I don't know if that's like the actual problem with this formula, but like I said, it reminds me of the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Finish formula. The e.l.f. Flawless Satin Finish formula, and I'm not really a fan of that. And it actually looks similar to the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. I didn't really like how that looked on the skin either. So I'm just trying to build it up, and I would have to say definitely the brush definitely adds more full coverage. What do you think? Yeah, I definitely think the brush adds more full coverage for me anyway. So I'm just going to go over now with the beauty sponge just to try and make everything as airbrushed as possible. Okay, can we see on the chin the redness? Like, I'm going over to try and airbrush everything like I normally do with most of the foundations, and it's just literally taking it off. And the beauty sponge is not too wet, I've literally just got it damp and I've squeezed out all the water, so that's not like the problem. It's just like the actual foundation formula. I'll try one last time just on the chin, try and build it up a little bit. But it has actually covered blemishes on the chin and a little bit on the forehead, just not here. This one's a very angry blemish, so it's not really covered that. So try a little bit more and see if that helps. Who else is scared for how this look's going to turn out? I'm a little bit scared, I'm not going to lie. I look a little bit scary, but like I say, I'm hoping that when I put bronzer on, I won't look so like a corpse, basically. So, okay, now see here, you can just totally see the more I've tried to build it up, the more the blemish is coming through. And it's only the e.l.f. foundation that does that. The more you try and build it up, the less you're able to build it up. So strange, but yeah, these 2 formulas are so similar. Okay, so I'm just going to go and do the rest of the makeup. Okay, the foundation is literally the same colour as the concealer. So since this is a W7 video, I did actually pick up some other products from W7, and they were all just lip products. So I just picked up the W7 nude lipsticks, these are called, and these were literally 59p from Home and Bargain. This is in the shade In the Buff, so I'm going to try that today. I also picked up the W7 Skinny Lipping Matte Nude Lip Colour, and these were 79p. And then I also picked up the W7 Mega Matte Lips. So this one is in the shade Nude, this one is in the shade In the Buff, and this one is in the shade Arty. And I'm just going to try the cheapest one first, what the colour looks like. So it's obviously a very light colour, and it doesn't actually say on it if it's like a cream finish or a matte finish. It just literally says In the Buff underneath. So I'm going to try this today. Okay, that's very light. It's kind of got not that much pigment. Like, it looks kind of sheer, and you can still see my lip coming through, if that makes any sense. So, well, when I say my lip coming through, I mean like you can kind of see like the little, like it's not smooth. So see, like here, you can kind of see the little line sort of thing. So yeah, it's not actually a smooth lipstick. I mean, for 59p, I would actually use this on a day-to-day basis. It looks a bit crazy with the lip liner, which is way too dark for this shade. It feels very moisturising. But we've now found out it's clearly not a matte lipstick. It's clearly more of a sheer, not gloss, but it's definitely got a sheen on it. It's like a sheer sheen lipstick. So for 59p, don't really have much bad to say about it. Obviously, I would pair it with a different lip liner, but apart from that, I do like it. And let me just see if I put one more coat on, if it would actually build up. Okay, so it is actually buildable. You can actually build this up. I'm not sure how long this would last on the lips. I'm not sure, because normally matte lipsticks last a bit longer than a sheer sheen lipstick, like a satin lipstick. But you can build the colour up, and it is actually a nice colour. So I'm just going to wipe this off now, and I'm going to try the other two. Okay, it wipes off really easy. That makes me think it wouldn't have that much staying power. Okay, so the next one I'm going to be going in with is W7 Skinny Lipping Matte Nude Lip Colour, and the shade was Arty. This is a liquid lipstick. It's got a bit of a weird smell to it, but I can't put my finger on what that smell is, to be honest. So this feels very hydrating on the lips. Again, it's not that pigmented. So I think these W7 lip products need like 2 layers at least to give the full effect of what they will look like. So I'll just let that dry down for a moment, and then I will apply a second layer. But I really do like the colour, and this is giving me NYX vibes. So let me just show you 1 minute. So this W7 Skinny Lipping Matte Nude Lip Colour is literally reminding me of the NYX Lip Lingerie. Don't know if you can like fully see them. But yeah, what do we think? Are they like so similar? I think they're very similar in packaging. The packaging reminds me of each other, and even the wand is the same. So that's the W7 wands, and then I'll show you the NYX ones. So yeah, even the wands are the same. The formula, I would say, so far is kind of similar. I'd say this W7 Skinny Lipping one feels a little bit more heavier and a bit more drying maybe on the lips. It doesn't really look drying, but like it actually feels a bit drying. So I will just let that dry down, and then I feel like this is probably going to be super hard to get off the lips once it's dried. But by the way, this foundation, you know that I didn't actually set underneath the contour, which I normally do, but I done that on purpose just so I could see if the foundation dries down tacky or if it actually dries down really soft and matte. Well, it actually feels very tacky on the skin, which I don't really like, as I feel like it's just going to come off if you touch it, or if anything touches it, like, you know, t-shirt over your head or a collar or anything, a coat. I don't know, I just feel like if clothes touch this, it would come off. Could be wrong, but I just don't like that tacky feeling. And underneath here, where I haven't set with any powder, it actually just feels so tacky. So I'm not really into that, to be honest. But just a little side note, that's how it's feeling. It doesn't really dry down, and it's been on the skin now for at least 27 minutes or so. I'm just going by the time of how long is I've been recording this video for, and it's like at least 27 minutes or so since I've had the foundation on. So anyway, that's how the lips are looking. Now they are very, very matte, I would say, and I do like the colour, and for 79p I am quite impressed really. And I would probably like to leave this on for today to go out, but we do have the other one to try, the other Mega Matte lips. But I am shocked that these were only 59 pence for the little one and 79 pence for the bigger one. So yeah, made it with that. So, oh, it's going to be hard to get off. Oh, as you can see, the cotton bud is like totally stuck to it. So I need to just like get some micellar water and get this off. Even with micellar water, that is actually really hard to get off. Look how much is coming off, literally hardly anything at all. Which is a very good thing. Literally nothing's coming off. Which is a very good thing if you're going out all day. It's obviously not a good thing when you just want this off. I'm a bit scared to try the other one. I'm even scared to try this Mega Matte one, just in case I don't really like the colour and it's as hard to get off as that one was. Okay, so now I'm going in with the Mega Matte lips from W7 in the shade Just Nude. Well, not Just Nude, Nude it's called. This one smells really sweet. This one actually smells really nice and sweet. Okay, straight away this is more me in terms of colour. And it doesn't feel half as sticky as that one did. So I'm not as worried now. So I'll just let that dry down and then I'll go in with a second coat. So this Mega Matte formula feels really hydrating, whereas this one was extremely drying. And I'm kind of shocked at this one, how hard it was to get off. I don't even know if I'd actually recommend this one for that reason, it was so hard. So I'm just going to go in with the second layer now. And I'm probably just going to leave this one on because I really do actually like the colour. But this is the finished and completed look. I'm not like obsessing over it, I'm not going to lie. I don't think the skin looks like great, to be honest. The bronzer that I've put on looks too deep now because the shade Sand, this was the shade Sand, by the way. I'm not sure if I did mention that. I hope I did, but if I didn't, this is the shade Sand. So the shade Sand in this foundation just looks so like really light that it just makes my contour, which normally works perfect for my skin tone with other foundations, just makes it look too harsh and too deep. I'm going to leave this on the skin anyway, check back in later and show you how the skin's looking. I'm just going to go out. I think I'm going to get my nails done today, so I could have nice nails on later. Might go to the gym today and I'm dreading what my skin would look like after going to the gym. So yeah, I'll check back in a few hours. Okay, so I recorded this at 11 o'clock this morning and it's now 10:30 at night. Well, it's 10:15. So this is how the skin's looking. I've been in the gym today only for half an hour, so not for like an excessive amount of time. But I went to the gym today, and one thing that's still very strange about this foundation is, remember earlier on when I was saying that it just feels very tacky where I didn't actually set it with powder? Well, it still feels like that right now. It literally feels tacky to the touch, and every time I touch it, it's like a little bit of foundation comes off on my fingertips. So obviously that's not very good. Obviously you can see here it's definitely not lasted on the chin. This blemish has came right through. The forehead is not looking good at all either. Blemishes are coming through and the foundation is just totally caking and pooling in certain areas. So like here, that just to me just does not look good at all. So yeah, you can see here, blemishes are coming through. It's worn off completely on the tip of the nose. There's loads of redness on the nose, loads on the chin. Blemishes coming through everywhere. So yeah, it's definitely not a favourite foundation for me. But for £1.59, I would use it again for £1.59. But if I actually paid the full retail price for this, which is roughly about £8, then I'd be so upset and I'd definitely want a refund because it's just not the best foundation at all. And like I've said, it just is very similar to the e.l.f. one, and I'm not a fan of that either. So yeah, the skin is not looking good at all, to be honest. But that's just my thoughts. But for £1.59, basically I can't really have that many complaints, but this is how the skin's looking after 12 hours, which it's not that bad, but if you were on a night out, I'm sure you would not want to look like this halfway through the night. I'm sure you wouldn't want redness peeking through, blemishes, you wouldn't want the foundation to be pooling, and like, it's kind of like caking on the forehead as well. It's got like a bit of cakiness as well, and obviously it's the wrong shade. We've seen that earlier on in the video, it's so the wrong shade, but yeah, for £1.59 it's okay, but I don't really think I'd recommend it, to be honest. I mean, like, when I say I wouldn't recommend it, I mean, if you could get your hands on it for £1.59, yeah, go ahead, but I definitely wouldn't be paying full retail price for this at all when this is how the skin looks. So let me know your opinions anyway in the comment section. You might think this foundation has performed very well. For me, I actually don't think it's performed very well, but yeah, that's all for my thoughts on this foundation. By the way, I did say I was going to have new nails, but I did end up going into town today, and two different nail shops basically like just had massive queues, so I just bit of a nightmare of a day. But yeah, so I didn't get my nails done, so I'm going to try for that again tomorrow. But yeah, I'm going to wrap the tutorial up. So thanks so much for watching and sticking around to the very, very end. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to like the video, leave me some feedback in the comment section. Please subscribe if you're not already, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any weekly uploads from me. And once you've done all that, I will see you in my next tutorial.